Hello, welcome to Chopper's Charts. I want to go through and kind of lay out a little bit about my backtesting plan. You may have heard it here and there. I have developed a backtesting plan. It involves four phases, and this plan is designed to help a new trader, maybe even a struggling trader, define their system, define their rules, and get a solid set of this is how I'm going to trade. This is going to be my setup. This is going to be my entry. This is going to be my trade management and my risk management. And this is how I exit. All those things coming together. Um, all the trading gurus tell you you need to have a set of rules. You need to have those rules proven. You need to be disciplined to trade those rules and stick with them even when you're in drawdown, and knowing they work, knowing they're proven, knowing they're good gives you that confidence to stick with it even when you're in drawdown. So I've taken those things, those comments, and I said, how can I backtest? I'm coming from a point where I thought I had rules, but I jumped back and forth, try this. Oh, I had too many losses. Let me try this. Oh, no, bunch of losses. Let me try this. Let me add this. I mainly traded support and resistance with a 50 moving average and a 200 moving average. And in my career, I always wanted to have trend lines. I just never drew. Every time I drew them, they just didn't make sense to me. So a big portion of my back testing and the stuff that I talk about is based off of my rules, which is a base of Tori's trendline trading strategy. Tori's Trades has a trading strategy with trend lines. I joined her course. I've done her TLT program, and I really studied it, learned it, added it to my rules, made it the base of my rules for my trading. Absolutely love it. But my phase backtesting plan can work with any system, any rules. So this is can be universal, but my knowledge is based off of Tori's Trades trendline system. So you're going to hear a lot of reference to that. You'll have to work it towards your own strategy as you get it. So here's my backtesting plan. So phase one. Phase one, we're going to find an instrument, one instrument. I trade futures. This could be a stock. This could be a Forex. It doesn't matter. You want one instrument that you feel is you're comfortable with, that you can trade in your time frame, time zone, whatever. Then you're going to find a time frame. Do you want to trade the 1 hour, the 5 minute, the 4 hour? You know, figure out which one you feel like is the one that you want. We can change this later. We can change the instrument later. I personally trade the 4 hour, and I trade, as I said, I trade futures. Now you got that. You're going to go and say, okay, what time zone am I going to trade? And this all matters about where you live, what your job is. When can you be on the computer to trade? And you really got to think about that. Is that from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m.? Is it all day? Is it maybe the Asian session or the London session or whatever? Find out what that time frame is. You have that. Those three things are the beginning of phase one. Now you are going to take your tools, the trendline trading strategy, ICT, fair value gaps, all those things. So many out there. Support resistance. Um, and you're going to take those things and you're going to start breaking it down. Now I use TradeZella. TradeZella is a absolutely fantastic tool for backtesting. You can track things, you can tag them, you can really just dig in and just track everything you see. And then you can come back and look at reports on all those things you're tracking to see what's working. So at this point, you're going to take and you're going to take a specific time frame. I'm going to just use my reference, 4-hour trader. I took year 2023 and year 2024. And I back tested MES, micro ES, and the time it was a 1-hour time frame. I back tested that year in the 1 hour, and I took every single setup I could find. And as I did that, I took and added tags and commented on things like this had a reversal here, this did this was a retest, this kind of paused, and and I have terminology that isn't technical, like walk the line or Twizzlers and whatnot. So I just started looking, watching the chart, and took tests. After my first year, 2023, I realized I didn't really like the 1 hour. Plus, my job is too busy to handle the 1 hour. So I went to the 4 hour, went back to 2023 and retested again in the 4 hour. I then did 2024 in the 4 hour. And just a ton of notes, a ton of stuff. Recorded every trade, went back, reviewed every single trade I took, and all the tags, and I created a rule book. I created an entry, I created a trade management, and I created an exit and a risk parameter. Now all these are kind of subject. They're new, so they're I know they're good for refinement, but that gets me a start. Now I have a playbook. I have a rule book. So then I take that and I move to my phase 2. Phase 2, I need to prove that this works. I need to prove it. So I take that same instrument, I go back to 2023, and I trade that whole year again. And honestly, I don't have a photographic memory, so I can't remember what 2023 was. I trade it again, but this time I'm sticking to my rules. If I take a trade, win or lose, I take a trade that is not my rules, I kill it. Done. We're out of there. Don't do it. Don't record it. Don't want that information. And I'm still tagging. I'm still tagging things that might help me in the future for refining my scope. So I do 2023, I do 2024. I take only trades that work. With this, I'm also only trading one contract. I'm not thinking about money. It's not about how much money I make. It's about proving that my system works. And you can find that out with one contract. I get it. I prove it. I know my numbers are going to be high because I'm being very, very picky. But they're over 60%, and I like that. So I moved to phase 3. I'm still only focused on techniques. I'm still not trying to make money. So I go to phase 3. Phase 3 says, can I duplicate or come close to those same numbers if I go back through 2023 and 2024? This is now the third time. If I trade that based on me seeing my rules and take every trade I take, record every trade I take, and see how close I can get to it. So now I'm trying to train my eyes to see my rules. I do this 2023, 2024. My results were pretty good. I was within 10%. I had trades, and I'm tracking, I'm tagging. I have a new set of tags now because I know that my next phase is going to be about financial. So I'm kind of tagging things like steeper trend lines or exit at support and resistance, or how do I calculate a low risk? Certain little things that I'm doing to try and start thinking ahead of the next phase. I do pretty good. So I go with phase 4. Same 2 years, same instrument. And the reason for this is it's giving me a base. It's giving me the same results. I should have the same results. I should be close. If you're a 5-minute trader, this could be a 1-month span. My goal was to get about well over 50 trades. So now I go phase 4. Phase 4. How can I reduce my risk, reduce my losses, and increase my runners? And so now I'm going through and I'm taking all these trades and I'm in phase 4 and I'm trying to make money. Now I know my account is $20,000 and I can do 1 to 2% risk. Can I add 2 contracts? Can I add 3 contracts? Can I add while I'm in the trade, scale in, scale out? All these things I'm experimenting with all these things. After I've gone through 2023, 2024 with MES, I kind of have a pretty good base. And so now I fine tune it a little bit and I take my next instrument and do the same thing. And then I take my next instrument and do the same thing. Mind you, every instrument that I'm trading in phase 4 has gone through phase 2 to prove my system works with that instrument. Mind you, I traded MCL, and it didn't work. I tossed it. So I traded the other 3 instruments through phase 2 to prove it would work, through phase 3 to make sure I can see it, and then in phase 4. That's the quick analysis of what my phase 4 phase system is. I am going to break this down into deeper details in future videos. So this is part 1, explanation. Thank you and welcome to Chopper Charts.